This is your active practical integrated circuit, and we are going to see the integration as well as low pass filter using this circuit. Now from the normal integrated circuit we have included one more RF here, this RF. Why we have included? Because at omega is equal to 0, Xc is equal to 1 by omega C. When omega will be 0, then Xc is going to be infinity, means this is supposed to be not there. When it is not there, it will become open circuit and output is going to get saturated. That we have seen in normal this circuit. What we have seen, that at lower frequency ranges our gain was here, but we were not able to calculate because of our function generator. But in reality it is that at a small frequency you are going to gain a gain of open loop gain. But so to remove this non-ideality, now we have added this function so that at a small frequency also our gain will be decided by these two factors, RF by R1. This is your R1. This is like an inverting amplifier only. This will decide our gain. Here I have set to 22 kilo ohm. This is 2.2 kilo ohm. Means gain will be around 10. So this introduction of gain has called this circuit as an active circuit. That's why it is called the active practical integrated circuit as well as low pass filter, active low pass filter. The active term is included in low pass because this gain is in our error. If I change RF to 220 kilo ohm, then that gain I am going to control that gain. Now what we are going to see? Now we are just going to do the Bode plotting. We are going to change the frequency from 50 Hz to 20,000 Hz. We are going to jot down all the particular output, and this gain, this column is going to calculate gain V0 by 0.1 because 0.1 sin omega t we are applying, means 100 millivolt we are applying, and this is your gain column. And after seeing this one, we will again do the calculation. Now if you see this circuit, this is the biasing that we have done. This is your positive biasing, and blue one will give you negative biasing. Now terminal 3 has been given with 2.2 kilo ohm just to nullify the offset effect. This is to 20 kilo ohm, and this is your 4.7 nanofarad, and this is just kept in parallel so that we can control the gain. This is 2.2 kilo ohm, and this is the input that we have applied, and this is from where we are taking the output. Now we are going to do the frequency analysis, and let us zoom to DSO. Now if you see, this is the input 100 millivolt that we are giving, and we are going to get a gain of around 10, means around 1 volt we are getting, 992 millivolt we are getting. 100 multiplied by 10, it is going to come around this. This is the 50 Hz. This is the input that we have given, the yellow one. The output we are going to get in inverting because of that inverting operation. Now we are just going to change the frequency, and we are going to see the output. Now we see the output will be not changing. This is maneuvering around 1 volt only. If I increase to 100 Hz, there is no much change in the output. Now if I increase the range of frequency, now I am going to change around around 500 Hz. Still there is no change in the amplitude. Amplitude is around maneuvering around that value around 976 millivolt. Now value is started a bit decreasing, but it is around 10 volt only, around 500 Hz. It is maneuvering around 10 volt. And what was happening in the normal integrator, that our amplitude were decreasing, but here it is not decreasing till now. I am going to check at 1 kilohertz. Now at 1 kilohertz you see there is decrease in the output. Now if I see that 1 kilohertz, there is decrease, it has come to 816 millivolt. Now you will be seeing a constant decrease in the output. Now I am increasing to 1.15. Now we are going to look at point where 3 dB point, that is around 7.07 millivolt. Now 707 millivolt. See, around 1.5 kilohertz you are going to get around 707 millivolt. Now I am going to directly check at 2 kilohertz. Now if I check at 5 kilohertz, I am going to check directly. Now if you check around 5 kilohertz, it is 288 millivolt. Now I am going to check around 10 kilohertz. Now if I check around 10 kilohertz, it is 152 millivolt. Now let me change the range. Now I am going to look at that value where input and output are same. I am going to increase the value. Now see, around 15 kilohertz, let us be slow. Around 15 input and output are same, and we are going to look around 20 kilohertz. Let's go to 20 kilohertz. It is 84 millivolt. Now we are going to go on exercise. Now this is your frequency, this is your gain. This column, all these three columns that we have done in the last lab, this is without RF. Now this we have calculated now with RF, and this is your gain and this is your gain in dB. Now what we are going to do, we are just going to plot between both the graph. This I have done control and select this one, again press the control, select this one. Now go to insert, if you go to insert and go to chart, and there you got the chart. Now here you go to format axis, and if I go to logarithmic scale, make it a logarithmic scale, and now this is your body plot. Now what we are seeing that we are getting a constant gain till some point, means we need to search that point where we are going to get constant gain. We are searching about the 3 dB point. See, around 1500 Hz we are going to get a 3 dB, means 20 minus 3, it is around 17 dB. And now where we are going to see the cutting, this red line is cutting where, this is again cutting around 15,000 Hz, there our gain is 0 dB. Now if you see this, if you compare with the open without RF, here we don't have control on our gain. Here integration will be happening, but we don't have the control on our gain. Here now this circuit will be acting as a low pass filter, active low pass filter, and in this range it will be acting like a integrator. Now why it is called active? Because the gain is in our control. Now we are going to look at these 2 points. This frequency means around 100 to 1000 frequency, means around 500 we will be seeing low pass filtering, and around 1000 to 10,000 means around 7500 we are going to see the perfect integration happening. Now we are just going to zoom on DSO. Now before going to DSO, let us discuss this point. Now the gain is 10, the input that we have applied 0.1, the output equation 1 by 1 plus j tau omega. Tau s I have changed s to j omega. Now where this point is, at which frequency we are going to get 0.707, where this value is become 1, then only 1 by 1 plus j1 magnitude will be 1 by root 2, and 1 by root 2 is going to give you 0.707, that is nothing but 3 dB. If you take 20 log this one, you are going to get 3 dB point, where we are going to get, where tau omega is equal to 1, and if I keep omega is equal to 2 pi f, then what frequency we are going to get? F is equal to 2 pi, C we have taken 4.7 nanofarad, and R we have taken 22 kilo ohm, and this is your frequency. Frequency is around 1540 Hertz. Now this is your theoretical value that we have calculated, but this is your 3 dB point that we have calculated theoretically 1540, and practically how much we were getting? 1500. Now we need to calculate this point. What will be that point? That point will be given by this resistance. Now 1 by 2 pi, R will be 2.2 kilo ohm and C is 4.7 nanofarad. Now when C is 4.7 nanofarad, this is C is 4.7, then we have calculated 15,400. This is the theoretical, we have calculated 15,400, and practically it was coming around 15,000. Now we will be seeing that around this frequency below 1500 there will be a low pass filtering, and after 1500 there will be a integration. Now if I provide a square wave, then in this frequency it will be like a charging and discharging, means here it is inverting, so for negative it is going to charge, and for positive it is going to discharge. This will be the graph for a value of frequency lesser than this one. And for perfect integration, the transfer function we got k plus 1 by tau. For perfect integration, you must get a curve equation of k by tau. When we can get this one? When we can neglect this one at higher frequency, at least 10 times this one, or at least if you keep around 5 times also, you are going to see a integration happening. But ideally speaking, it must be greater than 10 times of 3 dB point. So we are going to see both on DSO. Now if you see here, this is a low pass filtering happening, means with the gain of 10, means whatever the input we are giving, same output we are getting, but the phase of 180 degree because of that negative sound. Now we are going to change to a square. Now if you see the square, still there is a filtering, but you will be seeing the charging and discharging will be happening as soon as I am increasing to around 500 Hz. If I increase to 500 Hz, this is still below 1500 Hz, because 1500 Hz was your, see, around 500 Hz, this is your charging in negative DC and discharging happening. This is around 500 Hz. Now if I increase the, now this is going to come to integration. Now let me increase to frequency, let me increase the frequency range. Now as soon as I am increasing to 2.5 kilohertz, now if you go around 7.5 kilohertz, you will be getting a perfect integration. Now let us go to 7.5 kilohertz. It is 5 times of that of 1500. 1500 into 5, and if you go to more frequency, but your magnitude will be decreased, but perfect integration is happening. See, this is your perfect integration that is happening with your practical integrator. So this is all about the active low pass filter as well as integrator circuit using op amp.